What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers Masterpiece review, and today we're taking a look at MP28 Hot Rod, or as they're calling them in Japan, Hot Rodimus. I guess we can't have the Hot Rod name, or I don't know, maybe he was Rodimus there. I'm not sure, but it's Hot Rodimus. Yeah, and he is a beautiful version of that futuristic Dome Zero. It is a real car, actually. It's a Dome, and I believe it's a Zero. With some extra stuff on there to make it more modern, like the side pipes and the spoiler. But the core car is a Dome Zero. And yeah, it's gorgeous looking. They did a good job. Don't know why they didn't match the plastic color here. Really strange there, actually. I see no excuse for it. But yeah, from the bottom, he's pretty clean. As you see, I turned the head the other direction just to hide it. Now, this guy, he rolls, but not well. And you can see that he gets a little bit of smudges on here if you try to move him. I believe that's actually from trying to move him on this table here. So my recommendation is to just not bother rolling him, but if you want him to roll, you have to make sure this little orange tab is all the way pushed in and the legs are all the way seated. And then he'll roll a little. This one's not doing it so well right now, but he can roll. He's definitely a terrible roller though. So, I don't recommend it, but whatever. I don't play with my toys like that, so who cares? I'm a little bummed that I think I scuffed him up from just trying to move him across here. Whatever. Let's talk about his accessories real quick. He's got the spinning blade, which is real nicely detailed with the translucent towards the center and then just dark out to the end, so it really makes it look like a spinning blade. Very nice effect. Even when it's not moving. And another thing I noticed, they have the little like speed lines in here and they look almost random, so that's really nice, kind of like where you would see something on the blade spinning around. Very nice. You have the fishing rod. I am never going to use this accessory. I promise you it fits in his hand. If you want him to sit on the ground, you have to disconnect his shoulders from his torso a little, but whatever. Very pliable. You're not going to see any more of that in this. Nothing on the actual reel. It is painted black though, so that's at least more than I was expecting to see from that. But we don't need that. And he has his two guns here. Now the guns do have a fold down handle for robot mode, but they also can flip this way, and then he's got two ports right on here that you can plug them both in to his vehicle mode, which I think looks pretty cool. And also I did want to notice that the two guns here are different sculpts, which is nice. I mean, Rodimus, or Hot Rod, had different guns, but I do like that they paid attention to that detail and didn't just duplicate them. You do also have the option, and this kind of scares me, you can lift this up. I put a little bit of lubricant on mine, which seems to have helped it. I did it yesterday, so this used to be real stiff and I was afraid it was going to break. Now it's not quite so scary. And yeah, I've never plugged the gun in here, so I'm not really sure how it's supposed to go. But it is, believe it or not, supposed to plug in there. I think we need to put it back a little more. There we go. Just like that, if you like that whole G1 Rodimus thing. It's cool that they added it, but it's something I won't use personally. And like I said, it's a bit scary. Now the matrix compartment does open in this mode. Just be careful with that little piece there, and you can see how I have his head stuffed in there. And if you do have a matrix from an MP Optimus lying around, you can go ahead and put it right in there in his car mode, and it's just stored. It doesn't affect anything, so that's nice. So for some quick size comparisons here, I wanted to find the old MP Hot Rod / Rodimus Prime, but I couldn't find it. I believe it's actually still packed away in a box that my parents are holding on to me post-move. So I don't have it. But I do have Carrie, so we'll put that in together. And, you know, it makes Carrie feel like a nice upgrade to this car. Maybe a little bit small, but, you know, I kind of like it. I've had these guys sitting since I got them on the shelf just like that together. I think that's pretty cool. For a comparison with an MP car, you can see roughly about the same size overall. A little less bulk here and a little more length, but I mean, for the most part, very on par with the regular Masterpiece car here. And finally, we might as well bring out the old Ultra Magnus, and once again, I just think that that's a really nice comparison together. I think they just will look great if you are someone who likes to put your toys into vehicle mode and store them together. And also, he fits right on the trailer as you would expect, which means he'll fit just fine on Optimus Prime's trailer too. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. He's pretty easy to transform, and I gotta say, pretty enjoyable to transform too. We'll start by taking his elbows here, popping them down like this. The next thing to do is come around here. So let's get this guy transformed. The first thing we're going to do is unpeg his arms from the window here, and then go ahead and rotate this elbow downwards, like so. From here, you kind of want to lift this orange piece as far forward as you can, and then the whole car is going to flip around, and you do have to kind of wiggle the shoulders out of the way a little. Let me bring this on up here. So you can fold this all the way down and around like that, and the hood will plug right in to the front there. Once you have that, bring this all the way down and around. And I'm really gonna have to see if I can clean that up. I don't like that now. Open up this back piece, and we'll go ahead and flip his head around, just like that. So once we have this up, we'll fold this all the way down, just like so. Getting that in position there. Unfold his little orange arm pieces. I'm looking at him and he has orange on him, and I said orange. Fold these pieces away, just like so. Then we'll come to the back assembly, disconnect the feet if you haven't done it already. Take these orange pieces, fold them on in, then take these pieces and fold them all the way in, just like so. And in the process, those will have popped up. See if I can show you that. Popped up this little piece right here on the underneath the spoiler. Bring this up, and you do have to mess with this a little. And let me disconnect this right here, just so we can see. So what you need to do is tab this into that tab here, which does usually mean taking the head and kind of pulling it forward up a little while you get that to plug in, but it should plug in just like so. And now take this, spin it on through, and then the bottom here plugs right into the bottom there. And he's got a pretty substantial backpack. Take this, flip it on up. Now take these arms, fold them back, and then these tabs are going to meet with those slots right there, just like so, on each side here. And I have no clue, he's got a little hair that keeps showing up all over him. So you got this. So now we're going to take these, flip them to the back on each side here. Flip these little orange shoulder pieces down, and they will go down and like clip into place underneath his little neck panel. And this is something that we'll discuss when we get to it. Now this to me is the masterpiece moment. I think it's very simplistic, but I really like how these arms go to flip to the other side, just like that. That to me is it's this particular figure's masterpiece moment. Take these, open them on up, like so, on each side here. Like that. So we've now got his hands, a big improvement over the old one. Now take this, flip it on up, separate his legs here, flip open this panel, and then it kind of does the Combiner Wars thing. I'm noticing that a lot on a lot of toys lately. There we go. Close that up. So again, take it, make sure you clear the tab, and the door only opens so far, so you do have to kind of work them around the tab. I think you don't need the orange to completely come out past the tab there. You can pretty much work it in between, but for me, I always have to seem to take it out of the tab a little. And now just fix his feet up down here. Like that. And there we go. We've got our hot rod in his robot mode. And I gotta say, somehow in person I like it a bit more than all the pictures I saw online. Now don't get me wrong, there's still issues. I think this is still too big. I really would have liked to have seen him have the ab piece there. I do think the previous MP proportionally looks a little better. He's definitely got the monkey man going on here with some pretty long arms. And that backpack, I mean, I guess it's not the most horrible thing, but to me the spoiler feels like it sits so far away from the back of his head. Yeah, I would really have liked if somehow something happened that this all compressed more and the spoiler maybe sat around here. From the front angle, it feels so far away to me. But your mileage may vary on that. And the next thing I would like to note is, like, with this part here, I'm not really sure why they didn't move this, you know, before they put this all together and give a little bit of orange here. It would be only visible when you open this up, and I don't think that's a terrible thing. And it would make this look way less disjointed to me. I really don't like how that looks. But when you get rid of those issues, I think he looks real good. And he definitely feels like he's kind of like an action figure, so to speak. The head is on a swivel here. Gets plenty of up and down, obviously the rotation. You do have a rotation at the arm. It goes in and out, not too terribly grand, but enough. A bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, the wrist swivel you saw, and some fingers that open as you would expect. Coming down to his waist down here, you do have the waist. You have hip skirts on the front, the sides, and one on each rear, two on the rear I was trying to say, to give him plenty of range of motion there, plenty of range of motion out this way, a ball jointed swiveled thigh, a double jointed knee. I mean, this guy is articulated like crazy. Coming down to his foot, you get plenty of motion out of the actual toe. So let's talk about his accessories here. And you can take his one fist here, and you can close this up, and you take his blade, and you attach it, and there we go. Rodimus is ready to go ahead and cut my pizza. Yeah, looking like he's ready to cut it very well. We can take that out. There's the fishing rod. What did I say about that at the beginning? We shall speak of it no more. There we go. Take that out of here. And let's see how he holds his guns. I've actually never put his guns in his hand yet, so we'll find out. I suspect it's going to be just fine, because he does utilize the standard Masterpiece side pegging system. Oh, look at that. He holds that like a champ, unlike his former Masterpiece self, who had the worst hands known to man. That had to have been the worst hands on a Masterpiece toy thus far. Perfect, beautiful, holds them great. No complaints there. I almost forgot. We can also pop open his head here, and on a very small pin, we've got his visor here, and you can go ahead and give him that visored look if you prefer. So let's put him aside and let's take some MPs out and compare them. Right here I've got a clamp down, and you can see the Masterpiece size seems to have changed a little, but I mean, he is a Season 3 character, so you know, that could do it, but he sits at least a full head taller than clamp down. That said, yeah, even tracks he's a little bit bigger than. So he's definitely bigger than your average MP car, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's fine given his season and all. Let's pull this back a little here, and we can go ahead and bring out an MP Optimus here for comparison. And I don't have, like I said, that MP, the old MP Hot Rod / Rodimus. So here's Carrie And I actually think that kind of looks cool together. You know, kind of as the like before and after type thing. Pretty cool. We'll put him back here, I guess. And then finally, let's bring out the old MP Ultra Magnus. And we'll raise this camera. And I think that that looks pretty good. I mean, I think for a hot rod, I believe that feels like it's about the right size when you compare it to Ultra Magnus. At least for my taste. One thing, in case you're wondering, you can make him hold the matrix, but you do have to cheat and pretty much loop it behind his thumbs back here. Like so. And then close the fingers around it. But I mean, it works. He holds it good enough that it's not going to fall out anywhere or anytime soon. So you can get some pretty good poses, and he definitely looks like he's holding the matrix like that. So, and one more thing while we have the matrix out. One thing I've noticed, actually, one thing that is limited on his posability is there's never quite a position that looks good, like he's blasting with his little side pipes here. And if you do want the fishing rod, you do have to disconnect these like that if you want him to hold it in both hands, which to me just looks ridiculous. But anyway, while we have the matrix out, we'll open this compartment up again, and we'll push this in there, and there you go. There's hot rod with the matrix in the compartment. Oh my god, he didn't change the Rodimus Prime. Quick! He did it! Look, did you see that? That was cool. So let's get this guy converted back to his vehicle mode and get out of here. We'll start by flipping this up because you do need it out of the way when you do the legs. We're going to fold the feet on up and in, rotate these around, and make sure that it's all out of the way so that can close. If it's not, this will get caught behind the knee pad and it won't close right, so that's why you need that up. So do that to this side too. And I gotta say, transforming this guy is a lot of fun, and compared to his old MP counterpart, pretty much a breeze. You can flip that down here. So it's a lot more enjoyable. Take these, unpeg them, unpeg this, flip this around, bring the spoiler around, and plug this in place. And I just love how that little thing fills in that hole right there. Fold this in and tab them in on both sides here. And you can see we made kind of the back shell of the car. Bring the little orange bits down. These tabs into those ports down here, and you can't really tell if they go in, but you'll know. Once that's down, you can just kind of feel that it's in. No sound or anything, but I mean, you can tell. Yeah, from here, we'll go ahead and rotate the arms the right way, rotate this the right way. We might as well put the fist back in here. And then you can 90 these down. And then I always like to put it just like this for now. And bring these little orange bits up. And we're not going to rotate the head around, we'll do it the way it's supposed to be done. And I'm doing this with the matrix in so you can see the matrix doesn't affect transformation. So anyway, do this hand here, bring it down, flip it in, flip this thing around, flip the pipes around just like this, bring these up like so, get these pieces clipped into place on both sides here. And now it's my suggestion to disconnect this, and then just when it's right like here, bring these little pieces down and in line before you go all the way. Otherwise, you're gonna mess it up here, and they have to be underneath this bar, so it can be a little complicated if you don't do it at the right step. So once you have that, take this, fold this black piece all the way up to match his flat head just like this, and then this is going to flip all the way around like that so you can clear this. And I mean, it keeps going all the way around, so you have it kind of at a weird angle like this, and then work everything past this, and then plug the top of the car in here, and you should have everything kind of lined up just looking like this. So go ahead and plug in the wheels on both sides here so it looks nice. This one skipped something, there we go, just like that. Clean up the back, clean up the front. Bring these, plug it in, and plug it in. And there you go, you got your MP Rodimus. Just make sure that if you did plan on trying to roll it, that you push this little piece up while holding its head like that, and that usually makes it so it kind of works. Yeah, he still doesn't really want to roll, but you know, what can you do? That's not any better or worse, I guess, than the previous one. Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out why they couldn't just make the wheels just a smidge bigger so rolling is not a problem, but you know, for the adult collector, who really cares? So this is T2RX6. If you want my final opinion on this, I would say in car mode, he's awesome. In robot mode, he's like 90% there. If you can look past like the big chest and the little legs and stuff, he's pretty good. I am still in on the Fans Toys one. If it ever comes out, I'd like to see how they do Rodimus. I'm probably going to go ahead and make this dark or non-transparent from the other side. I haven't really decided yet, but I don't like all this detail. But yeah, he's a solid figure. He's definitely a fun MP. I don't regret picking him up, but I do look forward to see what other companies kind of do with him and see if they make a superior product or if, you know, the Hasbro one made the best product for what you can do with the character. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.